is officially back, and two of the league's top teams wasted no time with an explosive opening day. Joining us tonight to recap the conference opener is analyst coach Jude Roque. Coach, how are you?
Hello, Coach.
I'm good. I'm good. Good to see you both.
again.
Coach,
Yes.
198 days since the last conference of the PBA. Ako personally, just happy to have it back. Finally, what an opening that we've had also. Just how great is it to have the PBA finally back, having a real conference at hindi na yung on tour natin?
Yeah, it's really great. I mean, we're having such a great basketball year, and it's just truly amazing that finally the PBA is back because so many of our fans are really raring to see the games.
Paulo, tell us first, and Coach Jude, tell us, since it was the opening day, tell us about the energy of opening day in the PBA after that major absence for almost 200 days.
Alam mo, sa simula, it felt like some of us, well, we were worried that we're all going to be rusty. Kasi 198 days nga.
Yes.
Everyone from the pro to the players
Right.
to everyone involved, just they're really excited. And Sir Jude, I'm sure you were also really excited to see everyone. But one thing hasn't changed. Si Jude Mar, MVP pa rin. 7-time MVP si Jude Mar Fajardo. We also the Leos. And Coach Jude, you take a look at the fact that, you know, rust might have been a factor for everyone, but then I think the feeling is the same for everyone na finally nakabalik na tayo because this was actually delayed from October.
Yes, that's true. Well, like I said, no, there were a lot of busy moments for basketball, but of course the PBA will always be there, and the players never really stopped training.
Yeah.
All of them were preparing hard. Even during the off-season, they went through various skills training just to improve themselves. And I think we're going to see that a lot of changes from these players.
Okay, and finally here, especially on the show, Pao, we talk about our guests, we talk about players, the teams, the build-up. We can finally talk about games.
Finally.
Okay.
Ito na.
And the game, Magnolia versus TNT. And this was a game of runs. Diba? Ang daming runs eh. After there was a time na nagtay, there's an 11-0 run, there's a 13-0 run. Talk about how Magnolia pretty much picked up from where they left off from
Yes.
on tour.
Yes. Well, they controlled the game, the entire game.
Yep.
Even when TNT had their moments of making a strong comeback, it was still pretty much controlled by Magnolia, which we kind of expected because of the great showing that they had on the on tour. They won all their games, so they're very prepared. I think they're the most prepared team right now.
Yeah, they took the on tour seriously, did not change the roster. This is practically the same team that they had. But let's talk about two guys that really haven't changed throughout the years. Itong si Paul Lee and Mark Baroka. 17 points for Paul Lee, 19 points for Mark Baroka. And it just felt every time na may konting slowdown yung Magnolia, these two guys popped up.
Oh yes, well they're definitely among the deadliest backcourt tandems in the PBA right now because both of them are quick, both of them can score. So if the import is struggling or the other guys are struggling, they can easily find a way to score.
But in this case, the import did not struggle.
Not.
Coach Jude, give us you know, a report on Tyler Bay and how he did and how he electrified the opening day yesterday.
Well, Bay was very impressive. He struggled a little bit in the beginning,
Yeah.
but once you know he got his feet wet, we saw what he can do. Very young, only 25 years old. Coach Chito Victolero had a lot of kind words about him. They say he's a hard worker, he's got great attitude, and the team loves him. That sounds dangerous for everybody else.
Yeah, especially with all the local talent Magnolia have, having an import who could perform is always a big boost. Sa kabila naman itong TNT Tropang Giga, the big story about them were the players who were not there. No Mikey Williams, no R.R. Pugoy, RHJ out with injury. You also have Boy Eram, not part of the team. Justin Chua, Kib Montalvo. What happened and who stepped up for you here?
Well, obviously those guys that you mentioned, they're very valuable for the TNT team. But of course, as expected, Calvin Oftana would be the best local there to provide the scoring. And he was able to do that. He scored 28 points. But he can't do it alone. He's got to get some help from the other guys because the other locals were quite silent. Even Jason Castro struggled a bit. Kelly Williams helped a little bit. Their import, Quincy Miller, he was great. 37 points, 14 boards. But he took too many shots, and obviously they're still not there in terms of chemistry.
Do you think him taking a few more shots to your liking, as you would say, is a product of him being kind of familiar with the team already? Obviously, he's played with them in the EASL, and he did not take time to warm up, and he was ready to jack him up yesterday.
But it's also because of limited scoring options.
Kulang din.
Yeah, kulang talaga.
Kulang din naman talaga.
Yeah, like we said, no, it's just Oftana delivering the points, and probably Miller thought he has to do more.
Okay.
And of course, you take a look, this mention mo nga si Kelly Williams did try to step up a bit. But then apart from Kelly Williams, apart from Calvin Oftana, who did perform well, Jason Castro is already a given. Who needs to step up here in terms of scoring? Because between, just talking about two absentees, itong si Mikey Williams and Ara Pugoy, that's approximately around 40 points per game yung nawala.
Yeah, well, that means the other guys like Kubuntin, like JD Tungkab, CBC, they need to probably get their scoring up to about 10, 11 points to be able to make up for that 40-point loss from Mikey and RR.
Okay. What else excites you, Coach Jude? Now that opening day is finally done and dusted, looking forward to this season for the PBA.
Two things, Boom. Number one, excellent roster of imports. Great credentials, great experience all over Europe and the NBA.
Right.
And number two, a lot of promising rookies.
Yeah.
So I'm really excited for them.
We're going to discover so many new stars here in the PBA to complement the stars that we already have here. And of course, let's see what the imports could bring. Because no Justin Brownlee here in this conference.
Right.
So there will be, we'll see who can dominate here in this particular one. Coach Jude, maraming salamat.
Thank you
we
so
really
much.
appreciate you for breaking all of that down.
And we'll see you again
Pleasure.
soon. That's for sure. Thank you very much for being with us.
How much do we love Pinoy sports? With all our heart, all the time. Download Pilipinas Live now.